Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a lovely Grand Seiko automatic Hi-Beat, the SBGH001, 40.2 millimeters in stainless steel. This one wears easy on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. It's reasonably slim at 13.4 millimeters, but you can see the slope of the bezel in the case flank allows the sleeve to ramp up over, so the watch wears thinner effectively on the wrist. Lug-to-lug, 47.5 millimeters, and if you add the solid end links, you wind up with a still manageable 49.8 millimeters, so I can recommend this watch on the bracelet for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. A universal spacing, 20 millimeters between the lugs, so you can see those strap tool apertures in the lug profiles, allowing you to quickly and easily use your strap tool to jump a textile, a leather, a gaiter, whatever you like onto this watch. Now it is very well suited to its bracelet, so I would recommend making that your first choice. You can see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, one more shot to give scale, and then we're going to take the bracelet off. We're going to get close and talk about details, and the details are impressive. It's a nicely finished bracelet. As you can see, a combination of staggered link size, staggered link alignment, differential finish with the intermediates polished inboard, and the outer face is also polished with dominant satin across the hoods, the end profiles of the links, nicely tracing both the arc of the case and, as you can see, the slope of the lugs. Because this is a Grand Seiko steel bracelet, not titanium, we have removable links fixed by screws, so if you own minimal watchmaking screwdrivers, you can easily size this one. You can see the half links inside the bracelet for precise sizing, and then you can see a clasp that is simple but strong, both in its construction and its aesthetics. Nicely executed. It's not a dive clasp, so it's lower in profile and less likely to scrape. You have the twin trigger system, so you can't accidentally pop this one open. It's not friction fit, and no chances are taken with a single trigger. You also note that the Grand Seiko logo is nicely polished and relieved against a satin base and a satin interior, so the attention to detail here is strong. You can see polished triggers. It's nicely executed, well conceived. The case is the same way. As you can see, it features the Zalitz machine Zaratsu finish. So Zaratsu is the Japanese term for a Swiss-German black polishing technique that was imported to Japan and Japanese watchmaking eons ago. The island, and well, I should say series of islands, comprising the Japanese nation, now the foremost practitioner of this kind of black polish. And so to have hand-finished components the size of cases is incredibly rare in this price point in Swiss watchmaking. Fortunately, in Japan, craft arts and a hand-finished case truly available for real-world money. This is a hand-finished watch you can wear every day. You'll also note the case band itself is relatively narrow and satin finished, so you have that optically smooth tinplate artisanal polishing, contrasting well with the satin finish. The bezel is minimalist and high polished, and the dial is a matte silver. The best way to describe it is what Patek Philippe would call opaline, so it's a soft matte rather than an explosive sunburst. The dial furniture here is the highlight. As you can see, all of the indices for the hours, as well as the hands at center, faceted and black polished on certain facets to create an almost gem-like twinkle. It's incredibly complex, executed manually on diamond-tipped micro-polishing machines, so all of that on the dial, quite impressive, right down to the Lancet-style counterweighted fired blue steel seconds hand. So that is a fired blue hand, not chemically dyed. There is an aperture, likewise hand finished, around the date, and then underneath the dial, the Hi-Beat caliber 9S85 automatic winding, 55-hour power reserve, 37 joules, adjusted in 6 positions rather than the Swiss chronometer standard of 5. This is a remarkably accurate machine, and it has an attestation from Grand Seiko of no worse than -3 plus 5 seconds per day, which is better than the chronometer standard of -4 plus 6 seconds per day. It has a 36,000 vibration per hour beat rate, so in addition to the stop seconds and the quick set date, you get that El Primero-like double step cadence and the smooth sweep of the seconds hand brought about by that Hi-Beat escapement. Of course, everything, right down to the crystals, the pivot jewels, the shock protection, even the lubricants used inside the watch, Grand Seiko and Seiko's own, a fully integrated manufacturer to an extent that would make most Swiss manufacturers blush. The watch is also remarkably versatile, being 100 meters water resistant with a screw-down crown you can see and you can own. This Grand Seiko Automatic Hi-Beat SBGH001 on the watch box.